Hi, I'm Amy Jo Claffey, warrior goddess of spunk. Well, spunk too. Warrior goddess of spunk and healing. Okay, hi, I'm Amy Jo Claffey, lost acorn, and I'm the warrior goddess of funk and healing. And I'm here to help you today deal with worthlessness. We all experience worthlessness sometimes. It's also referred to as low self-esteem, having a bad opinion of yourself, an inferiority complex. These are all ways that we refer to the feeling that I am less than other people. If you've experienced trauma or abuse in your life, then your worthlessness can be pretty deeply ingrained. I was trafficked to other men by my father and used in child pornography. And so my worthlessness is really deeply ingrained. One time I woke up after an incident of abuse that I had passed out during, and they were mopping the floor around me. And they hadn't even bothered to dress me or take care of me at all. I was 7. And so when I feel worthless, it transports me right back to that place of feeling less than mop water, which is not a very pleasant feeling, let me tell you. You want to feel a tad more worth than mop water. So I have learned how to deal with worthlessness over the years. It doesn't matter how great you are. You could be an Olympic athlete, or you could be a famous actress, or you could be really great at the job you do and still feel worthlessness, especially if it's been ingrained in you. It's that moment when you feel awkward. You go to an office party and you feel completely stupid and you can't think of anything to say, and the whole time you're just wishing that you were gone. It's a very human experience. Nobody comes through life not feeling it at some point. Some people, instead of experiencing worthlessness as a transitory state, have a more deeply ingrained worthlessness that hounds them, and it intrudes upon their life. That's why I want to talk to you today, and this is part 1 of a 10-part series of 10 ways to deal with worthlessness. I can't say worthlessness. It's giving me an inferiority complex that I cannot say the word that I am trying to tell you how to work through. So that's great. Just another thing. We'll add it to the list. My first tip for dealing with worthlessness is to process whatever trauma made you get to the point of having a condition of worthlessness that seems to permeate your life. It can be from childhood or adulthood. You can be fine your whole childhood and then have a really bad boss that constantly criticizes you, or be in a relationship with someone who is verbally or emotionally abusive. And these things can result in you having a permeating feeling of worthlessness. It's on a spectrum, just like everything in the human experience. Some people rarely experience it, and some people experience it quite often. The best way to process trauma that you've been through is to journal about it. And I have a 10-part journaling series also, and so I will link to it, and you can see all the different ways to journal. And this is just writing about the original incident or years and years of incidences that resulted in you feeling less than others in your everyday life. And so process the shit out of that stuff. If you had a bad boss, write down what he said. Write down how you felt. Write down everything you were thinking you wish you could say. Write your ex that made you feel like an idiot a letter. Don't send it. It's not to send. Write it. Use as many cuss words as you want. Call them as many names as you want. And then put it away for a rainy day when you're needing to read it again. Or burn it. Ritually burn it. Whatever you need to do, but get it out. Another way to deal with trauma that you've been through and you need to process what someone else did to you is to sit them in a chair, not really them, it's an empty chair, and tell them how you feel about what they did to you. tell them in no uncertain terms. Record it if you want to. You know, set up your phone on a tripod and just record the shit out of that and let them know. You know, when you told me day after day that I didn't know what I was doing at my job, it really pissed me off. And it made me feel eventually like I didn't know what I was doing at my job. So thanks for that. And I have journaled stacks and stacks of journals to get through this, believe me. And there are ways to process it and get it out. And that is the best way to regain your worth. And as you're doing it, it works like magic. I am the warrior goddess of funk and healing, so I know this. There's a little bit of magic there. There's not a ton of magic in this world, but journaling and processing your trauma is a piece of it. So I had this dream one time that I'm going to share right now because it's very relevant to this part of your journey, and that's regaining your worth and not feeling stupid all the time. I had a dream. It was fall, and there was a beautiful wrought iron gate and pillars, and I felt so drawn to go in there. But I went in, and I knocked on the door on one of those big knockers, and an older woman came to the door, and she told me to come on in. And I came in, and there were women of all different ages gathered, doing different things. Some were knitting or crocheting, and some were crafting, some were reading. But they were all doing art or music, something that they loved to do. And they went from ages like around 13 or 14 all the way to, you know, an old wise woman. And I realized when I woke up that that was me at all the stages of my life. And you can draw not only on your inner wild child, who is wiser than you in a lot of ways, but you can also draw on those future selves that you haven't been yet, but they are there outside of time and space. We don't get how it all works. We just accept quantum mechanics. And they're there, and they can lead and help guide you. And so draw on the wisdom of those beings in your past and future as you deal with the trauma that initially stole your value and made you feel like you don't matter and you have no value and you have no worth. Because I'm telling you right now, you do have worth and you do matter. Okay, that is for sure. If I say nothing else true on this whole YouTube channel, that is true. You matter, and you have intrinsic value, and you have worth. So remind yourself that you matter, and look at the other 9 videos, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Put any comments below if you need help. You can always contact me at amyjo@lostacorn.com. or comment below, and I'll put links down below so that you can link up to my other video series that might help you with this. And thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.